Okay, the way we do things, we have an independent company act as protector. The protector of the trust, this is a sort of a feature of offshore trusts.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's
Although I see they're using it now in the conventional.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah, this protector role, they've kind of picked it up from us in the offshore world and brought it in.
I think it's perfectly appropriate.
Yeah.
But the way we structure things in the offshore world is the protector oversees what the trustee does.
Right.
And typically, the protector's written consent is required for any discretionary action the trustee wants to take.
Right.
This makes the clients feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's a third party, an independent company looking at what the trustee is doing.
Right, right. And I get this question all of the time. How do I know my money is safe? And I actually wrote an article called The Checks and Balances that really explain how these roles check and balance each other. In my opinion, I'm more comfortable with my money sitting in Switzerland in a trust where I don't even have control than I am sitting in Bank of America.
I agree 100%. And we added a feature in our trust because just obtaining the written consent of the protector really doesn't get down to the account level in the trust. So again, the protector has this veto power over any discretionary action the trustee wants to take. So in our trusts, we provide that if it is thought to be necessary, the protector can require that when the trustee sets up that account in Switzerland, at the account level, the protector company's signature is required together with the trustee company's signature to get funds out of the account. So you have two independent companies who each use two employees in order to sign to get money out of the trust. And that always makes the clients feel comfortable, particularly since the protector is located in one country and the trustee is located in another country. They don't know each other.
Right. Right.
So,
and by the way, the bank knows who the beneficial owner is, the beneficiary.
Yes.
That's not a secret to the bank.
Right. It's not a secret to the bank. Right.
You know, it's not like they only know this trust company in this protected company. They know the client.
Right. So in the Swiss account, in a typical Cook Islands trust, you have the trustee looking at the account. You have the protector looking at the account.
Trustee.
Right. You have looking at the trustee looking at the account. You have the investment manager looking at the account.
Right.
You have the bank looking at the account. You have more eyes on that account than you would ever have in a situation in the United States.
Right, right. And you know, if we could spend a minute on the banking system itself, I think that's critical.
I agree.
Today more than ever. I mean, we're talking about Swiss banks that are not leveraged. They are not making subprime loans to...
They don't make loans.
They don't make loans.
They earn their income from charging fees.
Right.
Okay. And typically they use a segregated account structure. People ask me, well, do they have FDIC insurance? They don't need it. They have a much better system.
Way better.
And
way better than bankrupt FDIC.
Right. They've been in business in the banking business for 600 years.
Yeah.
Typically, if you open up an account in a Swiss bank in a currency other than Swiss francs, the account is off the books of the bank. Let me make an example. If you deposit $100 at Wells Fargo Bank, that becomes an asset of the bank and a liability of the bank to pay it back to you. So you're a creditor of the bank.
Yeah, that's the key distinction.
Right. If you deposit that same $100 in a Swiss bank, it's held off the books of the bank. It does not become part of the financial condition of the bank. If that Swiss bank were ever to go under, the Swiss government would step in and assign the entire account, every penny, to another Swiss bank.
Right. So, of which then you would have access to immediately. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a much better system than what we have.
Well, it's much better, and today, I mean, it's becoming apparent that this is a real concern. I have clients calling, and they're calling now for nothing else, but I want to set up a Swiss account. And I understand that I shouldn't be doing that in my own name. And I agree with that statement as well. Even if it's not asset protection as your motivation, even if it's just changing your banking jurisdiction, you still want to use an asset protection trust.
Sure. Yeah, I agree 100%. And one other point to make about the Swiss banking situation is that the bank can hold U.S. securities and they can execute trades in U.S. securities or foreign securities. Your trust can directly invest in foreign securities market markets as opposed to buying American depository receipts.
Right.
A much more efficient way of investing in the foreign securities market, if that's what you want.
It's a great point, and it's a huge point now because, first of all, just having a global perspective on your investments is now critical.
Critical.
If anybody's not paying attention to the world right now, wake up.
Yes,
You have
I agree.
To. And I would rather be buying Petrobras on the Bovista in Brazil and not through an ETF or an ADR
Of course,
on the New York
of course.
Stock
It's
Exchange.
much more efficient to buy it directly.
Right, and you're right. The Swiss platform is the ideal place for that. So.